Hey everyone, my name is Pritam and you're watching Tech with Pri. Welcome to my channel and I'm back with another exciting tech video. And this is the second video of our newly created technical series named as ServiceNow and JavaScript, right? So in my first part, where rather it's a kind of a introduction of the whole series. So I've discussed what are the things I'm going to cover throughout this series, right? What are the benefits you are going to get in perspective of ServiceNow and also JavaScript. So let me tell you, or let me clear it out at the beginning, that if you are thinking this series, this JavaScript series is only relevant for ServiceNow, then you are absolutely wrong, because this JavaScript series which I'm making, this is first of all, this is for anyone who wants to learn the fundamental of JavaScript programming language, right? Number one. Number two, definitely who are willing to learn ServiceNow development. You know, in ServiceNow development, JavaScript is the most important language. All kind of development work you have to do with the help of the JavaScript with different classes, APIs, and all together different things. But the basics of JavaScript, if you don't know, the fundamental of JavaScript, if you don't know, then it would become very, very difficult, rather next to impossible to learn ServiceNow development. If you are working in ServiceNow and if you want to learn about ServiceNow development, but if you have less confidence in programming or if you don't know programming, then so this is the series for all of you. All right. So without talking too much, I'm going to start the series. I'm going to start the video. By the name of the video and also by looking in my screen, you understand that today we would start learning the JavaScript. So definitely before learning any programming language, we need to know a little bit of the history of the programming language. What are the important things about that programming language? What are the technologies this programming language follows? What are the websites that has been created with the same programming language? So it's very, very important to understand about the whole programming language before get into it, right? So that is the reason in today's class we would understand what is JavaScript programming language, and also like what is the programming language, what are the methodology that JavaScript follows, right? And all those concepts like high level programming language, multi-paradigm, object oriented programming language, all these things I will cover, okay? And also I will tell you the history, like how JavaScript starts, like how JavaScript comes in the market, okay, and how it takes the whole market right now. Okay, I would tell you more about it. This is all we are going to learn in the video, guys. So make sure you watch the full video, understand these concepts. That would definitely help you throughout this series. Okay, so without wasting any more time, so let's get started. All right, so welcome to JavaScript. I'm pretty excited, guys, to start the series. I hope you are also. So let's start this. First, before understanding anything about JavaScript, let me quickly tell you these are the websites which uses JavaScript, like Google, YouTube, Facebook, Wikipedia, Amazon, Twitter, LinkedIn, and many more. These all famous and popular websites use JavaScript for doing different attractive behavior in their website. Okay, the dynamic behavior. So, and the very importantly, this is the one, the point which is given in start. It is not I'm saying, but it is saying by the Wikipedia. As of 2023, the current year, 98.7% of websites use JavaScript on the client side for the web page behavior. You are going to learn about this language, the fundamental of this language, which is so popular. So you must be excited like I am. All right. So let's now understand what is a programming language. Okay, what is programming? So very simply, we would understand with a few points. So if you are following my channel from a long time, you know that I explain these things in this way. I mean, in PowerPoint with very small points and try to clear your concepts. And definitely all the practical work would be done. But yeah, definitely we have to understand the building block of the programming language. It's a tool where you can create set of instructions that your computer follows to do certain work. Very simple meaning of programming, that you are giving instructions to the computer, do certain stuff. That can be anything that is done by the programming, and it is used by the developers. That's a very important point. And what kind of thing you can build with the programming language? You can build a desktop application which you can run on desktop, laptop, all this thing. You can run on web application like YouTube, Facebook, Amazon. These are the web application, and mobile application also can be built. Okay. Now, what is JavaScript? So definitely JavaScript is a programming language that we have learned, but this is not a programming language simply. It is high level, object oriented and multi-paradigm. These three important points are there with JavaScript. Now, what does it mean? Let's understand that quickly. High level programming language. What is this? It is very easy to write. It's a very user friendly. So I will, from the next class, we'll start doing programming. So I would show you how user friendly, how easy it is to write. Instead of dealing with complex things like register, memory addresses, call stacks, it deals with variables, array, object functions, loops, and many more. And this concept is known as the abstraction. Now, abstraction is very important concept in the object-oriented programming. We will see about it in few slides later. But what I'm trying to say is that what is the meaning of a high level programming language? High level programming language means you don't need to worry about the implementation details, like how your computer is managing the memory while you are writing the code, how you are calling the stacks. You don't need to care about all those things. Just you need to ignore this. All you need to focus on the variables, arrays, objects, functions, loops, all these things we were going to discuss in upcoming videos, right? So this is the meaning of abstraction. You just need to focus on the main part, not the implementation or backend things. Okay. Next, object oriented programming. Now, object oriented programming is kind of itself a big thing. Okay. Now, there are so many important points are mentioned. So I try to cover few of them, few of the important points that you need to know. So first of all, it is a programming language which is based on classes and objects. So this is how JavaScript is created, based on classes and objects. Like I said, when I'll do ServiceNow development after this ServiceNow and JavaScript series, there you would be able to see these classes and objects, how they are being used in the programming, in the inside of the ServiceNow. Okay, and also we can create properties and methods inside of the class. So we'll create properties and methods. Now I know these are the things which is not known for you if it is programming first time for you, right? So for this, don't worry, I'm going to explain all these methods, class, objects, all these things in my upcoming videos. So don't worry on that. Just now understand that you can create properties and methods inside of the class. What are the main properties of object-oriented programming? Few of the things I will discuss. Abstraction, I just already informed you about that in the previous slide. Hide the implementation details, right? Encapsulation. Encapsulation is like properties and methods. It's private inside of a class. So I just told in the previous point that you can create properties and method inside of the class. So for different classes, properties and methods are, private inside of that class. So from other class, you cannot call it until unless you are just inheriting those class, all those things. That is altogether different things. But that's the meaning of the encapsulation. So it's encapsulate the whole thing inside of a class. Inheritance. A child class can inherit the properties of the parent class. So like I was saying, so you can inherit the properties. So what are the properties is mentioned in the parent class? You can simply inherit in the child class. I know these are being quite difficult to understand. Again, if you are very new in programming, but don't worry, at the end of this series, I would explain this object-oriented programming again with the example. I'm not giving any example right now because for this, I need to clear the basic concept of the programming, like the variable, values, class, methods, right? Then only I can explain you all these points with the example. So for the time being, I'm just explaining the things, but with the example, I will definitely do it at the end of this series. So make sure you watch the complete series to clear about JavaScript fundamental. Okay. Finally, polymorphism. Again, it's a single action you can perform in different forms. You can declare a method and you can use that method in a different way. You can change the method, override, right? So you can do that with the help of the polymorphism. So this is all about object-oriented programming. Finally, it is the multi-paradigm programming language. What is that? So multi-paradigm is simple, like it is a programming style where you can approach to solve a problem in different way. So to solve a single problem, you can approach in a different way. What kind of way? First is the imperative way and declarative way. Again, examples of these things, definitely I will give it to you at the end of the series. Like I said, when you will learn about all those programming steps. Now, imperative simply means where the solution is there in defined, well instructed. Okay, step by step it is there. So example can be would be procedural programming language can be an example. Also, object-oriented programming is also can be considered as an imperative. Okay. Now, declarative, what is that? Declarative is where you are providing the required solution, but without doing the how part, like not stepwise procedural, not like that, but more of a functional way. you are doing this. Again, with examples, you would be able to understand more. I know that, but like I said, I have to go step by step. Both the thing can be possible in JavaScript, Python, Ruby, right? So these languages can be called as multi-paradigm programming language. Let's move on. Why we use JavaScript? That's very important. Now, to create a website, we know that, I mean, it's a very basic thing for all of you, any technical people, that website can be created with the help of the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML is the hypertext markup language. With the help of this, you can write a paragraph, or, you can create a button. You can add so many things like, what should I say, like heading and all this kind of thing you can do. CSS is the cascading style sheet where you are applying the styles, so like the color, you're applying the different font and different color to particular, different HTML component, right? And JavaScript is when you are making the page, giving some dynamic behavior. Okay. For an example, like you are clicking for a Facebook example. So suppose you are opening Facebook on your phone and you're clicking on the notification icon, then, pop-up box is opening and showing what are the notifications are there from your laptop or phone, anywhere you can open it. So these are the behavior in the website. You are clicking in some button, it is loading. So this all be website behavior can be controlled with the help of JavaScript. So you understand how powerful it is. Any website you open, anything, everything is happening in JavaScript. So for all the ServiceNow people, if you open the ServiceNow developer instance and you click on a button, you know that UI action is happening in the backend. So each and every script is written in the JavaScript form. So JavaScript is everywhere. You could say that, right? Now, what are the things we can do with the help of JavaScript? So uses of JavaScript. So JavaScript can be used like you have seen 98.7%, website for website behavior people are using. JavaScript has different library available, right? Which call as a framework also, right? So what are the popular framework? So for the front end, you can use Ajax, Angular, React, Vue.js, etc. React is one of the most popular right now in JavaScript for the front end development. For the backend development, front end, again, just to explain you, front end means what people goes, I mean, go to a website and or web application and sees all the designs, button. You're watching in Amazon, clicking on a product, and the product details are coming up. All these kind of things, all these kind of website behavior and dynamic things is the front end. Backend means then you are signing up for the page, then you are placing the order, and all this kind of stuff, all the backend stuff which you can't see what is happening, that is also possible with the help of JavaScript. uh, Popular framework node.js again. Okay, for mobile application also, you can use React Native to create mobile application. For Android, for iOS, you can create it, right, with the help of the React Native. For the desktop application, Electron is very powerful framework that you can use to create it. So with the help of JavaScript, you can develop anything and everything, right? And it's very fortunate that ServiceNow is also using JavaScript. We are going to learn ServiceNow development with this concept of JavaScript, with this knowledge of JavaScript. Okay. Now it's time to learn some evolution of JavaScript, how JavaScript comes in the market and what happens, all these kind of things. Okay. So first in 1993, Mosaic is the one of the famous web browser in that time. Is the first web browser you can see which had a GUI, text or graphics was there. So I'll just show you the picture here. You can see this is a picture of the Mosaic one. You can see it is a kind of an old one, but you can see these graphical, the pictures are there, the hyperlinks are there. So 1993. Then 1994, Netscape Corporation, founded by the Mosaic's lead developer, they have founded this Netscape Corporation, and they introduced the Netscape Navigator. It's in one of the most popular browser in 1990s time. Okay, because this is the first browser. I'll show you the picture. You can see a little bit of colorful and kind of improvements. Some kind of a search button is here. You can see, right? But the problem was each and every web page in that time was kind of a static. So it was a problem. And to solve that problem on 1995, a programmer and a developer from Netscape, its name is Brandon Eich, built the first JavaScript engine, JS engine or the JavaScript engine. So the first JavaScript got invented in 1995, but the name was given Mocha at that time, and Brendan has made it within 10 days. So the target was to use of a programming language in the web. So that was the idea. 1996, Mocha changes to LiveScript, the name changes to LiveScript, and shift to Navigator. So in the Netscape Navigator browser, first JavaScript engine got deployed and it becomes so popular. Now, Java at that time, Java was the most popular language in that time, most popular programming language. So for that reason, to attract the Java developer, more Java developer, the name has changed to JavaScript. But let me tell you, it is written also in bold. You can see Java and JavaScript are totally two individual programming different language. Okay. All right. Now here comes Microsoft. So 1996, Microsoft launches the IE or the Internet Explorer by copying the JavaScript from Netscape and named as JScript. And let me tell you, in after that, JScript become very popular. In early 2000 also, JScript was so popular. 95% people are using IE. And later, the Firefox came in the market in 2004, and then 2008, Google comes. So everyone uses these JavaScript things. Now, JavaScript developer understood that it has to be standardized so that different browser can use, a particular proper way, right? So that is the reason in 1996, to standardize this JavaScript, Netscape submitted this to ECMA. ECMA was the independent standard organization. So to give the official standard for JavaScript, in 1997, ECMA launches the ES1. Now, so maybe now you would heard about your friend who is working in JavaScript saying that I'm working in ES21 or ES22 or ES6, ES12, ES13. So ES means nothing but ECMA script. So ECMA at 1997 launches the first version of the JavaScript standardization, that is the ES1. So after that, like I said, so many web browser has used JavaScript, like Google Chrome and all these things, Mozilla, Internet Explorer. In 2009, ES5 is released with a lot of great features. ES5 was one of the biggest update for ES series, ECMAScript 2009. But on 2015, the biggest update, not one of the, but the biggest update. So ES6 is also known as the modern JavaScript. But the good thing about JavaScript is that if you use in JavaScript editor any of the ES5 thing, it would also work. So it's like a backward compatible. So what happened in after 2015, ES6, so they decided that they would do the update on every year, not like after 5 or 6 years with a big update with a lot of changes, right? So they decided they would do on every year. So after 2015, the next version come up as ES7 or 2016, then ES8 2018, like this way. And very importantly, all the ServiceNow people, ES12 or the ES2021 is used by the ServiceNow. So all the things which are there in ES12, all the updates and all these things can be used inside of the ServiceNow. So this has implemented with the ServiceNow Tokyo version. All right, so I hope you have got a clear idea about JavaScript and the evolution of JavaScript, how JavaScript follow different methodology like high level, multi-paradigm, all these things, right? There would be some things I would definitely show in ServiceNow also. Like for an example, when understanding the class, I would show you the live example of class, how it is there in ServiceNow. Okay, so now that would be very important for actually all the people who even doesn't know about ServiceNow, because these are the implementation of JavaScript that I'm gonna show you in ServiceNow. All right, so this is it for today, guys. In the next video, we would learn a very important one, that is the where we are going to learn the programming. I mean, where we are going to implement this programming, where we will write the code that we would see. And I'm going to show you a great collab or the collaboration between the VS or the Visual Studio and the ServiceNow. You won't believe that. Okay, so more about this in the next video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any question, give a comment, and don't forget to share with your friends and families so that it can reach out to many people. See you in my next video. Bye bye. Take care.